Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 26th February 2017. The first article is, what exactly is a money bill? Here we are going to talk about Article 110 of the Constitution and Syed Siddiqui versus State of UP judgment, and Raja Rampal versus Speaker of Lok Sabha, what is the Supreme Court's judgment is. You all know that Article 110 of the Constitution defines money bill. So, any appropriation of money from the Consolidated Fund of India also comes under the definition of money bill. Any expenditure to be declared as charged expenditure, any borrowing against the Consolidated Fund of India, custody of the Consolidated Fund of India, imposition of taxes, all these are money bills. Whenever a bill is stated to be the money bill, the bill need to be introduced only in Lok Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha's power gets decreased. Even Rajya Sabha suggests amendments which are not acceptable to Lok Sabha, or Rajya Sabha decries or else votes against the bill, it do not make any difference for the progress of the bill. And President of India is also bound to sign the bill. So it means that the relative role of the Rajya Sabha is been reduced in the case of money bill. If you see the existing political scenario, in Rajya Sabha, the government do not enjoy the majority, but in the Lok Sabha has, then only it can exist in the government. So that's why the government is trying to categorize certain bills as the money bills to bypass the opposition in the case of Rajya Sabha. One such a bill is the Aadhaar bill. This has been passed as a money bill. In this context, Aadhaar bill is majorly dealing with issues of privacy and concerns for security. So it shall be dealt like an ordinary bill. As per the Article 110 of the Constitution, the final authority to decide a draft bill as a money bill or an ordinary bill, it is the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So in this context, let us understand what the judiciary has pronounced on this matter. Now, judiciary stated that if a speaker classifies a bill as a money bill, even if the classification is wrong, it do not come under the judicial review in Syed Siddiqui case. And Raja Rampal case, it has taken another turn for this judgment. What it stated is this. This comes under a money bill if it is being enacted to bypass the role of Rajya Sabha, or if it is illegal, disregards the basic constitutional mandate, or the speaker's decision is with dishonest intentions, then it can be looked by the Supreme Court and can be declared as null and void. So, in the existing scenario, what the judgment has to be taken forward? We need to understand that many of the cases in India, the legal clarity is missing. Again, let us look back to the Supreme Court, and already a case is filed by the Congress MP Jairam Ramesh, and we have to wait for the Supreme Court judgment on this particular matter. Hate bubbles over. Now, any country that has developed, it means human resources are quite important. I'll tell you one thing. In 1980s, the anti-development thesis was very much prominent among the developmental theorists. What they state is, the West is becoming prosperous because of the resources of the East, human resources of the East. If you take the context of United States of America, it has become a wealthy country due to its immigration tradition. Till yesterday, US has proudly said it as a country for immigrants. But today the situation is changing. It is no more a melting pot for different cultures, values, and immigrants. The hate crime, xenophobia, discrimination, divides, whatnot, everything is increasing in America. So, if you take the Donald Trump's presidency, it is going to leave a legacy of hatred. That's what I can state it as. So, the death of Mr. Srinivas reflects this. Now, ways of sharing. Let me say it this way. A country's future will be determined based on its relations with the neighbors. So that's why peace and prosperity in neighborhood is critical for a country's prosperity and progress. In this case, India and Bangladesh relations got redefined during NDA government. The land boundary agreement has taken it to the new heights. When Prime Minister Modi has visited Bangladesh, the land boundary agreement was signed. And there are many water issues in South Asia, especially between India and Bangladesh. One is Farakka Barrage, Ganga Water Barrage, Teesta River Water Arrangement. All these are the water disputes that need to be solved. India and Bangladesh are also willing to sign a defense partnership agreement. So when Ms. Sheikh Hasina visits India, these are expected to move forward. And another thing is, recently India has allowed Bangladesh forces to enter Mizoram and Tripura to construct its outposts on the Chittagong track. It means they have to use our roadways to access those dense forests. And that shows the height of the trust between the countries. But still there are certain irritants. Generally, Hasina's party is seen as a moderate party in Bangladesh. But opposition is very much critical of soft stand of Hasina and her way forward with India. And second is, the China is the largest military and trading partner with Bangladesh, and it also promised $38 billion of infrastructure projects, and Bangladesh became a willing partner to One Belt, One Road initiative. And from Indian side, states like West Bengal and Bihar, they are opposed to various water sharing agreements. Already you know that water is an emotive issue for the people. So, inter-country sharing of the water is going to be much complex. But I will say it this way, in India, intra-country water sharing is more troublesome than sharing with our neighbors. So in this context, we have to understand that the ways of sharing and relations are getting deepened between India and Bangladesh. Let's get into the protecting the rights of tribals, this article. So let me say it this way. The tribal people are being given rights under the Schedule 5 and Schedule 6 of the Constitution. And added to that Forest Rights Act, etc., they also have provided for various rights to the tribal people. The land rights, community forest rights, that is minor forest produce, and rights to protect the animals and forests, like that. Rights were being given to them. So the Supreme Court also has actively upheld the rights of the tribal people against the mining giants. The simple example is Samata judgment. Here we need to understand bilateral investment treaties the states are signing. So these investment treaties are aimed to protect the investments made by the private players from various countries. So, if India is coming in a bilateral investment treaty with any other country, it has to guarantee the investments of these countries, of the players from these countries. So, when the states have failed to do that, they are being pulled into the international arbitration. And most of the judgments are going against the Indians. So, certain protections are being clearly stated. The three things is, every bilateral investment treaty India signs or a state signs, it shall take into consideration the rights of the tribal people. And you all know that India is also a votary to UN Declaration of the Rights of the Indigenous People, that is UN DRIP 2007, which clearly states the rights of indigenous people for self-determination, autonomy, self-governance, and their rights against forcible displacement and relocation from their lands and territories without free, prior, and informed consent. So this is what is UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. So in this context, countries such as New Zealand, they have protected the rights of the local tribes like Maoris whenever they are signing these bilateral investment treaties. India can also do the same. And second thing is, not just exempting the tribal rights from bilateral treaties, and also there has to be strong domestic legislations to support them. And finally, wherever possible, tribals shall be made partners and they shall be engaged, given a representation in the investment policy making. So these are the recommendations this article makes for. Now coming to world. So annual media dinner. So I will say it as this way. President Trump is in news for all wrong reasons. And media plays an important role in democracy. So the President Trump's era is also signifies a post-truth world where he has a little respect for the facts. He repeatedly reiterates alternative facts to his support. So that shows that the is non-acceptance of evidence to an argument. So that's why the post-truth world we have entered into, that's what the arguments say about. And then the China and US, these are fighting on the Horn of Africa. And Djibouti, the China is also coming up with its own naval base. Till now, only United States has the naval base over there. And then there is Camp Lemonnier, which belongs to the United States of America, is just few kilometers away from the naval base constructed by China in Djibouti. Though China says it is for rest and rehabilitation of its forces which are guarding on the Horn of Africa from Somali pirates, it also has military significance. So this is what is important. Now, get into the next page. It is on to the news page. So here, the Prime Minister of India's Mann Ki Baat, he again talks about the demonetization and digital economy, why we shall shift for the digital economy, and also the Swachh Bharat. And he quotes the example of the Swachh Bharat, how the officers have become partner in a village on Telangana in producing compost. So, and then the ministers face the voters' wrath. It is related to Tamil Nadu issue. But I am most interested with the memorandum of procedure. So, when National Judicial Appointments Commission was struck by the Supreme Court as violation of the Constitution, it also has recommended for improvising the existing collegium system by framing the new memorandum of procedure. So, this memorandum of procedure, according to this, it clearly states that there shall be wider participation of different sections of the society in finalizing the judges, in recommending the judges, which will be, however, finalized by the judiciary itself, and the process is moving on. Oh, we got a photo over here. Now, today I took my students who are preparing for interview to Gopichan. It was very inspiring interaction. And my thing is this. In the interview, there has to be two parts. One is reflection and the second is action. The reflection means most of the people who are successful in life are just you. Just like you. You need to make a small difference. So, with regard to Gopichan, he stated one thing. So, I saw my first success as a teacher after 15 years. That is when Saina Nehwal won the bronze. But still, that 15 years, I felt that particular effort is worth of it. And he has clearly advised the perseverance pays off. And second thing is, with regard to action, we discussed about the sports, what is his idea for future of sports in India, how we shall make more golds or Olympic medals. But he said that we need to build the ecosystem of sports in India. But however, our action on the sports is more connected with the medals. We see the sports beyond the medals in India. That's what Mr. Gopichan talks about. And then I have given the notes. And after listening to the video, go and read these notes so that you will get an idea. As usual, it will be posted on lawx.in/civils prep. Thank you very much. All the best.